Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Brooklyn Hine. The city of La Crosse is declaring a snow emergency. Here's a live look at downtown La Crosse. The weather is delivering a large amount of sleet and snow. Now we'll take a look from the News 8 Storm Runner. The winter mix is creating slick spots on the road, so take it easy out there. Now we'll send it over to News 8 meteorologist Nicole Scalixi for a look at that winter conditions and what we can expect.
Oh yeah, we're definitely seeing a winter wallop out there right now across the entirety of the area. Snow has been moving in now for the last couple hours, giving some of us a little bit of near whiteout conditions. Seeing the worst of it in Eau Claire right now with wind gusts near 35 miles per hour. If we take a look at those road conditions, you can see some pinks on the roads out there. That means that we are seeing some road coverage now getting at least completely covered by snow, although on the highway we can see that the plows are still making at least the best work that they can do under these very strong snow rates that we see passing through right now. In Winona, we're also seeing a little bit of that snow blowing around and a plow just passing through right now, which is good because on the Minnesota side of the Mississippi River we can see more purples on those road conditions, which indicates that travel is not advised. We're likely going to continue to see the worst of those conditions move further to the east, especially east of the Mississippi as we go throughout the next few hours. In La Crosse, we're seeing a brief break from the snow, actually. Still the strong winds, but a little bit of a dry slot with some slightly lighter snow, keeping the road conditions somewhat the best of the area, and that says a lot because it's still quite slick out there. So right now we are seeing a little bit of a drier air push into the area, but as we go throughout the next few hours, we'll likely see more wraparound snow as there's still plenty of more moisture behind the system. Another big thing to pay attention to as well is going to be those wind speeds. We're seeing the strongest of them off in Minnesota for now, but we'll likely continue to see those winds pick up as we go later into the evening. So we're just getting started with this winter storm, but I'll have more details on what's to come in a little bit.
Well, this snow is definitely a shock to the system. We've been lucky without it for a while.
We've been very lucky.
All right, thank you, Nicole. State troopers are saying that road conditions are already proving dangerous. News 8 Now's JDS McGee is doing a ride along with Wisconsin State troopers. Here's what he has to add.
I'm here in Tolman. The snow's really starting to come down here. If you take a look over there, you can see somebody did just slide off of the side of the road just due to slick conditions. So a lot of state troopers, they're recommending that people just take it slow and really just avoid driving if they have to.
Thank you, JDS. You can join us tonight at 10 to hear from a state trooper on what they advise during these conditions. Now, local drivers are also advising residents to stay off the road. Drivers are saying the conditions are pretty slippery out there and difficult to navigate.
Slippery, and a few of my friends even got in an accident, so it's kind of so slippery and so bad. Yes, if you do not need anything or if you don't have any emergency, please stay in the house and be warm. This is not okay. It's a horrible situation. But
drivers add that they recommend taking it slow on the roads. With a declared snow emergency comes alternative parking in La Crosse. On even-numbered dates, drivers are to park in front of even-numbered addresses. On odd-numbered dates, drivers are to park in front of odd-numbered addresses. The snow emergency will be in effect starting at midnight tonight and will go on until 6 p.m. on Wednesday. The Minnesota Department of Transportation has issued a no travel advisory. The advisory is for all state and federal highways in southeast Minnesota. The Minnesota DOT says this is due to snow and wind conditions making travel dangerous. DOT officials also add that drivers are encouraged to alter their plans to avoid traveling during this winter storm. And a reminder, you can track weather conditions by downloading the First Warn Weather app. You can find it at the App Store or on Google Play. The Minnesota Marine Art Museum in Winona is giving visitors a rare behind-the-scenes look at one of the longest paintings in the country. Curators are rewinding the second of 4 rolls of the Grand Panorama of a Whaling Voyage Around the World, a 325-foot section of a painting that stretches more than 1,200 feet in total.
You have to come here almost 40 times over the course of a year to see every section of it. So to have a painting that changes every time is a really unique experience for the visitors. It's also unique for us as the staff because we haven't seen these sections until we move it.
Curators narrate the images as the canvas moves in reverse, giving visitors a chance to see the entire 325-foot roll in a single sitting. President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky spent Sunday engaged in face-to-face talks at Mar-a-Lago, marking the third time the two leaders have met in person on U.S. soil since President Trump's re-election. The talks come as President Trump is expressing optimism his administration can bring the war between Russia and Ukraine to an end. CBS News' Willie James Inman is in Florida with the latest details.
President Trump's meeting at Mar-a-Lago on Sunday with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is the White House's latest attempt to bring the war between Russia and Ukraine to an end.
Our meeting was excellent. We covered, somebody would say 95%. I don't know what percent, but we have made a lot of progress on ending that war, which is really certainly the most deadly war since World War II.
But the president also acknowledged if peace isn't achieved soon, the war could go on indefinitely.
It's going to go very quickly. I think we're in final stages of talking. It'll either end, or it's going to go on for a long time, and millions of additional people are going to be killed. Millions. And nobody wants that.
Earlier on Sunday, President Trump posted on Truth Social that he had a very good and productive call with Russia's President Vladimir Putin. He then told reporters later in the day that he would follow up with another call to Putin after his meeting with Zelensky wrapped up. Sunday's meeting comes one day after President Zelensky met in person with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney and held a virtual call with European leaders. The meeting also comes after a weekend of attacks in the region. On Saturday, Russia launched a deadly drone and missile strike on Ukraine's capital city of Kyiv. President Zelensky told journalists he intends to speak to President Trump about a 20-point peace plan and security guarantees aimed at preventing future Russian incursions. In order for any deal to be finalized, it will require the sign-off of Russia's President Putin. Willie James Inman, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
President Zelensky conceded last week he'd be willing to withdraw Ukrainian troops from Ukraine's eastern industrial heartland if Russia pulls back and allows the area to become a demilitarized zone to be monitored by international forces. Still to come, a tragic and fatal helicopter crash out of New Jersey. We'll have more information following the break.
It's never too late to shop Christmas at Home Seasonal Concepts. Now enjoy 70% off the best selection of remaining trees, wreaths, garland, and all your holiday decor needs. For a limited time, shop holiday at Home Seasonal Concepts inside all home furniture showrooms.
It's not very often a fella gets to offer the best products in the marketplace at a price lower than most others. When I look at this beautiful showroom, when I consider the quality of our products and the team of 80 exceptional professionals, we should be higher priced, but we're not. If you have any doubts for your next home improvement project, you should contact the Board Store today. It's not all the sales and discounts, it's the bottom line that counts, and you'll get no better bottom line than at the Board Store Home Improvements.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drugged driving, and let's achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills.
Not everyone calls me coach. The most important people call me dad. As a parent, I want to teach my kids the value of bringing their best minds and hearts to everything and everyone. As examples of what that means in action, I often point to the care teams at Amplify Health. These pros go all in service to the well-being of others. Their parents should be very proud.
Looking for the perfect rug? How about two? Buy one rug at sale price and get another one free. Find your perfect rug match when you choose from 30 different patterns, sizes, and shapes. Our rug experts in every showroom are ready to help. BOGO Rugs, going on now at Homeworld Rugs.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
One person has died and another person is in critical condition after two helicopters collided and crashed in Hamilton, New Jersey. Just before 11:30 a.m. this morning, the Hamilton Police Department said the two helicopters crash landed. One of the helicopters was engulfed in flames, according to a statement from the Hamilton Police. The FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board will be investigating the crash. Now, this has been a tough flu season. The latest CDC report estimates there have been close to 5 million cases and nearly 2,000 deaths, including at least 3 children. CBS News' Kate Weiss reports on the message doctors have.
It has become a refrain we've heard all fall. Get your flu shot. This winter, doctors are still saying it as the number of flu cases is up coast to coast.
My hope is that we're actually getting closer to the peak now.
The CDC reports that flu levels are the highest in New York, Colorado, and Louisiana.
It's just chaos all around.
At this Walgreens in New York City, pharmacist Ashley Almonte got her flu shot.
I've seen so many people get it that it's actually scaring me, so I just want to make sure I was safe.
Urgent care centers and hospitals in the city have faced a spike of flu patients even earlier than usual in the season. Some schools in Georgia and Kansas had so many students sick with the flu they had to close, prompting warnings from health officials concerned about spread from holiday travel.
We recognize you want to be together, but if you're ill, the best way to kind of keep your family safe is to say, maybe I shouldn't travel.
Ann Falkenhagen flew out of the New Orleans airport for a holiday vacation last week.
Suddenly, I start having this little scratch in my throat. So from being well to being very unwell within an hour.
She came back with the flu.
You tell me what that was like for you.
You just start aching, your bone, your skin hurt. The headache is 24/7. I don't wish this on anybody.
Here in Louisiana, the number of people hospitalized by the flu has more than doubled in less than a month. And doctors here tell me they're preparing for that number to keep rising. I'm Katie Weiss, CBS News, New Orleans.
We'll have more news ahead, but first.
Yeah, as we continue to see snow batter the area, we'll likely see travel impacts all the way through the nights and could possibly impact your morning commute. I'll have all the details coming up in your full forecast right after the break.
Time is running out at Howe's Diamond Jewelers in downtown La Crosse. These are the final days of the sale, with up to 80% off diamonds, gemstones, and gold jewelry. You won't see savings like this again, so come in now before it's all gone.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Everyone deserves to be connected. Big cities, small towns, everywhere in between. And staying connected shouldn't break the bank. That's why T-Mobile and US Cellular have joined forces. The best network just got bigger. And we're combining it with the local service you know and trust. Join now and save up to 20% versus Verizon.
There's a lot that goes on at the Y. You may know us as a great place to better your physical, mental, and spiritual well-being in a safe environment that nurtures growth and is that third place for our community to meet and connect. The many services and programs here at the Y strive to help our community access resources and address needs, navigate daily life and support each other through challenges, and educate all generations on making their lives and our community better. We can make that difference together. See why.
Finish up your last-minute projects and save big money now at Menards. Stock up and keep your devices and gifts powered with Energizer batteries. They deliver consistent performance and have lasting power. Get a 4-pack of Max batteries for $3.99. Now's the perfect time to wrap up that lighting project you've been putting off with Menards' great selection of Patriot lighting products. Get this Ronald flush mount ceiling light for $34.99 now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Time
Time is running out at Howe's Diamond Jewelers in downtown La Crosse. These are the final days of the sale with up to 80% off diamonds, gemstones, and gold jewelry. You won't see savings like this again, so come in now before it's all gone.
Well, we got to see a little bit of a break from winter as we went throughout the holiday stretch, but now we are getting a rude awakening with this winter storm passing through the area. So we're still seeing alert day conditions lasting all the way into tomorrow morning, mainly for that hazardous travel risk. We're going to continue to see those slick roadways, not depending on how much snow you get. No matter how much snow we're expecting across the entirety of the area, we are going to see slick roads for everyone. And then, of course, the heavy snow potential, especially for folks north of I-90, with strong wind gusts lasting all the way into tomorrow morning, and those winds will likely extend into the rest of Monday as well. So let's track it out. Current weather alerts seeing this big area of orange across much of western and south central Minnesota. That is a blizzard warning. Our friends to the west definitely getting battered with the strongest of the winds. We're still getting our fair share of this system back home, but thankfully not seeing quite as strong of winds. So instead, we're sitting under a winter storm warning, which is still very serious and something that we need to be taking serious because we're still going to be seeing those strong wind gusts and that heavy snow potential as we go throughout the rest of the evening. Taking a look at radar, we still have some snow moving through the area, and we'll likely just continue to see that passing through for the next few hours all the way into the overnight period. Seeing a little bit of a dry break right now, especially for areas further into central Wisconsin and south of I-90, although we are expecting this to fill back in as we get the back end of this system and more snow to the south. Just a small area of a little bit more dry air punching through. We'll likely see that all join back together, though, within the next few hours. Can already see it kind of stretching together slightly on radar. So while we're seeing a little bit of a break from now for folks further south, it's not going to last too long, and the roads are still going to be quite treacherous because of those winds. Even with the light amount of snow that most of us have already seen, those winds are going to be blowing it around very easily. As we go throughout the rest of the night, even with that dry patch to the south, sometime in the later evening hours, we see that all fill in, and then we're left with widespread area-wide snowfall for the entirety of the overnight period. After about 3 in the morning, we'll likely see the tail end of that snow tapering off for folks north of I-90, and then after 5 to 6 in the morning, everybody should be snow clear, although it's still going to be quite windy out there. So even though the snowfall will be done, we'll still likely see issues with blowing snow throughout much of Monday. Take a look at these wind gusts as we go throughout the rest of the evening. We're still seeing just breezy, a light wind off into central Wisconsin, but those strong winds off to the west that was prompting that blizzard warning are going to continue to increase and move into our area for the rest of the evening. With that, we're likely expecting wind gusts close to 40 miles per hour. That starts this evening and lasts all the way into tomorrow morning. Again, even though the snow will be done here around 6 a.m. for Monday, we're still going to be seeing those strong wind gusts all the way into about the noon hour. So even with the snow not falling anymore, we could still see those reductions in visibility and that blowing snow risk. Even by the noon hour, we're still going to see quite breezy conditions. So even though the winds will be lightening by the afternoon tomorrow, still going to be seeing those breezy conditions later on for the second half of the day. That means it's going to feel quite cold out there because we've been feeling those temperatures drop all day long as the snow moves in. And if you add that wind on top, it's going to feel pretty frigid. Once we wake up in the morning, expect wind chills to be likely close to -10, and they'll most likely stay what feels like below zero all day long. So definitely bundle up as you head out. Even though the snow will be done for Monday, we're still going to be seeing those strong winds and much colder air settling in, making for a bitterly cold start to the day. Definitely a wake-up call from the last couple days that we've been having. And then moving into Tuesday and Wednesday, we could see some additional light snow moving in to take us into the new year. And then the first day of 2025 is looking like it's going to be a chilly one. So winter is coming back very strong this week.
Well, it's hard to believe that this snow is coming on such full force, but it's harder to believe that it's almost 2026.
Tell me about it. Oh my gosh.
That is crazy. All right, thank you, Nicole. Coming up next in sports, a tough night in Titletown. The Packers suffered their third straight loss in last night's contest against the Ravens. Kate has the details after the break.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate. River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. It wouldn't be Friday without fish. Get yours with chips for $15.99 or with shrimp for $19.99. And end your week with $4 rail mixers. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Is your body sending you an SOS? If you have high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes, your kidneys could be warning you about increased risks like heart attack or stroke. Don't miss the hidden signal. Ask your doctor about a UACR urine test.
The Medicare open enrollment has now ended, but if your plan is being canceled, don't worry. You have until December 31st to find a new plan. At Strive Medicare, we bring over 40 years of experience working with Medicare plans. Let our trusted local team guide you to the coverage you deserve.
We came to Strive Medicare and everything was taken care of. A seamless experience.
We're conveniently located inside the Social Security building in downtown La Crosse.
Call Strive Medicare today. We're here to help every step of the way.
Dímelo, mi gente, it's Friday night y estamos activos. Head out early. Drinks going till 11 p.m. It's gotta be lit.
No sé qué pasó. I didn't even drink that much.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. It wouldn't be Friday without fish. Get yours with chips for $15.99 or with shrimp for $19.99. And end your week with $4 rail mixers. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
Well, last night marked the third straight loss for the Green Bay Packers as they got crushed in Lambeau, 41-24 to the Baltimore Ravens. Jordan Love was out, which meant Malik Willis got the start. He played great. Unfortunately, he didn't get much help. Let's do a little recap. On Baltimore's first drive of the game, they would march down the field with ease as Derrick Henry took it in for a touchdown. That gave the Ravens a 7-0 lead. So how would Malik Willis answer? Well, the Packers came out slinging it, facing a 1st and 20, but Willis hits Christian Watson for a 39-yard touchdown. Green Bay would tie the game at 7, but the Baltimore offense was doing whatever they wanted. On the goal line again and again, Henry rushes it in. Ravens retake the lead. Then after the Packers got stuffed on 4th and 1, their next drive was disastrous as an early snap hit off of Willis's helmet and the Ravens recovered. Just before the half, though, Willis showing off his run game, keeps it himself as he scored a 23-yard touchdown. Packers back within 6, but then the Ravens would go down the field in just over 60 seconds, capped off with another Henry touchdown. Ravens up 27-14 at the break, and in the second half, Willis would score again to make it a 3-point game using his legs again late in the third quarter. But after that, the defense could not get a stop, and the Ravens would put up 41 points as Derrick Henry finished the game with 216 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. It's hard to believe in the team after the last 3 weeks, but with the playoffs on the horizon, they're going to have to dig deep and find a way, or we'll see another early postseason exit.
You know, these are grown men, and I don't think they're going to shy away from this. Just knowing that group, we all got to just, I mean, it sucks, it hurts, it's extremely disappointing, but we all, each individual, have to look in the mirror and say, are we doing what we need to do on a daily basis to give us, our team, the best chance to go out there and compete?
Now, Willis played a great game yesterday. He certainly brings a different dynamic to the offense with his leg, but Jordan Love has also been great this season and has the second highest expected points added out of any quarterback in the league. The quarterback position is not the problem with the team right now. They struggle to run the ball on offense, and the defense has been below average for much of the season. 2 things that won't get you very far in the playoffs. Packers will take on the Vikings in the regular season finale next week. That's all for sports. We'll be right back.
Happy New Year. Happy
We're a team you can trust and we're local. We see our members out in the public all the time. Want to be able to look them in the eye and know that we did right by them.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
No matter where I seat my guests, they seem to like the kitchen best. A kitchen's the heart of the home. It should be warm and welcoming. It should be attractive and functional. But it can be a real challenge unless you come here where you can meet with a designer, find all of the products that you need, and trust the project to our carpenters, plumbers, and electricians. For kitchens, bathrooms, and other home improvements, put your trust in the Board Store Home Improvements. Contact us today.
Welcome to Black River Furniture and Cabin Outlet. Shop our huge selection of upholstery by Ashley, Catnapper, and Best Home Furnishings. Sleep better with our selection of double-sided, hybrid, or all-foam mattresses, adjustable bases, and bedroom sets available. Set your dining room up with a new table, chairs, bar stools, or counter height available. Throw down a rug to complete any room, scatters, 5x8s, 8x10s, and more. No gimmicks, no corporate hassles. Open 7 days a week. Black River Furniture Outlet, Black River Falls.
I'm a martial artist, a skydiver, a pilot, and all of them require your feet to work. Get up in the morning, and it felt like I was standing on marbles on my heel. When I went into the Good Feet store, the fitting was personalized. It was all about me. You put in the arch supports, and your day becomes better, and the sun shines, the unicorns run by, and, you know, it's a good life. I'm Randy, and that's my Good Feet story.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
We're a team you can trust and we're local. We see our members out in the public all the time. Want to be able to look them in the eye and know that we did right by them.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
All right, what do you think?
I think this looks good, but I also think we can do a little better.
I think so too. You know, I think we can do even better.
I agree.
That's more like it.
Happy holidays from News 8 Now.
Taking another look at live radar with our road conditions, you can see plenty of purple and pink off into Minnesota. That means that the roads are either completely covered or travel is not advised. Seeing those completely covered roads as well, mainly north of the I-90 corridor with a little bit less worse conditions further to the south, but still going to be windy and plenty more snow moving in later tonight. So if you absolutely have to be out on the roads, it would be a great idea to take a look at your state's current road conditions before you head out. Otherwise, a lot of this snow finishes up by the morning, and then we're just left with a bitterly cold start to the week.
Wonderful. We needed that, though. We needed
That's true. It's been a while. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you at 10.